everyone, and welcome to CP Radio. I'm your host, John, here. Joining me, I have Jill.
Hey.
Kelly.
Hey.
Joseph.
What's up?
And Jolie.
What's up, guys?
And Ralph.
Oof.
So today we're going to be bringing you guys all the information you need to know, whether in our school, around the world, or, just what's happening in sports. So to start it off, we have Jillian with recent releases. Okay, Jill, take it away.
Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about some albums that dropped today. So first of all, the Chainsmokers' new album came out. It's called Memories Do Not Open. And then Pentatonix's Volume 4 Classics album came out, and it features basically a bunch of covers of songs like Bohemian Rhapsody, Imagine by John Lennon, and Can't Help Falling in Love with You by Elvis Presley. And then another album that came out today was Falling in Reverse's album Coming Home. So if you guys are into Falling in Reverse, check that out. So another thing I really want to talk about that came out last weekend is 13 Reasons Why.
Oh,
yeah.
So I watched the whole series last weekend within 3 days.
Oh my
so
gosh.
Me too.
Oh my god.
I would have probably watched it in one night if I didn't have to go out and do stuff, sadly. So
I haven't seen it yet. Is it good?
So have you guys been who watched it? Like, anybody?
No.
I know John watched it, so.
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, starting off, did any of you guys read the book?
I did. That book was really
Actually, my friend just lent me the book, so I'm going to read it probably next week while we're park testing, and then over break if I don't finish it.
good. Oh, I didn't think about reading over park. Oh,
Yes,
I should do that.
Yes.
Yeah, the show's crazy. I mean, who knew that, I mean, it really shows you, every little thing you say about somebody can affect them, so we should really watch what we say. I mean,
be kind to one another.
yeah. I mean,
Good life lesson.
They with the show, they started out this, suicide program. If you feel suicidal, go on this website. And, I mean, they really touched upon a subject on which, most people these days don't really want to mention because they think it's too sensitive. But
Yeah.
It's such a touchy topic to kind of talk about, and I feel like they went out of the way to talk about it in a good way.
I think
Right,
it's the new show of 2017. That's
I
gonna
think
be
it's probably
the
the
hit.
best show. So I'm
Yeah.
hoping for a season 2.
I
Me
mean,
too.
we don't want to spoil anything, so I think we're gonna leave it at that.
Basically,
so.
if you haven't watched it,
Watch
watch
it.
Right.
Alright.
Well, thank you, Joe, for all that.
No problem.
Next up, we have Joseph hitting us
guys?
up with sports.
It's your boy Joseph back at it again with the sports. Alright, anybody watch basketball yesterday?
No.
No.
Why not?
I was
We
busy.
go over this every time.
I mean,
Not sports
I
people.
mean, if I keep on telling you, I would guess that you'll watch at least one game.
I was busy yesterday.
Well, there were 6 games yesterday. It was pretty interesting. First of them, we got the Bulls versus 76ers. The Bulls is actually my brother's favorite team. Bulls is a great team. They won, and then we got the Nets and the Magic. The Nets, New Jersey isn't really that good. So the Magic won that game, and we got the Celtics and the Hawks. Nobody really talks about them. But the Hawks won, and we got the Bucks and the Pacers. The Pacers won. Wizards and the Knicks. The Knicks never win. I don't know if you guys noticed that, right?
Yeah.
Well, the Knicks lost that too.
Yeah.
And we got the Timberwolves and the Trailblazers. The Trailblazers won. So, since you guys didn't watch basketball yesterday, you can watch it today. And there's some pretty juicy games going on tonight.
Who gets who?
All right, first of all, you got the Cavs and the Hawks. The Cavs got LeBron James. Everybody know who LeBron James is, right?
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Just making sure because
He's a brand now, not just a
We
player.
were.
yeah. And you also got the Knicks and Grizzlies. So if you want to see the Knicks lose, watch that game. Yeah.
Lose again.
And my favorite team is playing Thunder against the Suns. So besides basketball, devastating thing happened. Dave Steele, he's a NASCAR driver. He likes to race.
Yeah.
He's 42, and he ended up getting killed in a car crash while racing.
Wow.
See, that's why people need to not do street race or
That's not true.
I mean,
Right.
NASCAR.
Yeah,
NASCAR is like
NASCAR racing. That's
it's a
very
sport,
dangerous.
but I feel like
Yeah.
just because
Like the most dangerous thing ever.
yeah, yeah, it really is.
One wrong turn and
You're done.
so.
So do you know how did the car flip? Did it explode or something?
I didn't really see that much information on it, but I'm sure it was a bad crash.
Yeah.
I'm sure he spinned off, probably flipped
Yeah.
over.
Yeah, probably did a wrong turn. probably spun out.
Yeah.
But besides that, any football players? I mean, not players, football fans?
Yeah.
All right, well, Tony Romo is retiring from the NFL. It's going to be sad. He was going to get traded off, but, he decided on himself that he's going to be out on his own.
How old is he?
I'm not sure how old is he.
Do you know what team he played for?
He's playing for the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, that's my dad's favorite
Yeah.
team.
Yeah.
I'm a Green Bay fan. How about you guys?
Giants. Giants or Steelers.
Can you name me a player from the Giants?
Eli Manning.
Eli Manning?
Oh my
It took
God.
me a minute.
Well, that's it for the sports.
All right. Well, thanks, Joseph. You're always keeping us updated on sports. We all need them because we know nothing about them.
Yeah,
so
Without
apparently.
Joseph.
Without Joseph, we'd be lost.
we
You
would.
guys are still lost.
Probably accurate.
So next up, we have Ralph with historical perspectives.
And now, a word from our sponsor.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
One-on-one historical perspectives.
Okay.
Yeah, Ralph,
Reintroduce-
take it away.
Okay, all right. So today in history, a civil war erupts in Rwanda. Do you guys know where Rwanda is? Me
Is
neither.
that a princess?
I don't know. I don't know. So
Google
today,
Maps, help us out.
I can't pull it up. Okay, so today in Rwanda, 10 Rwandan armed forces killed 10 Belgian peacekeepers, so that they can discourage international intervention of the genocide that happened in Rwanda. A couple oofs later is the whole genocide. Oof, yeah.
I think I saw a movie on
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't.
Oh, yeah, me neither.
Hey, does it star Matt Damon?
Oh, wow.
No. What?
What?
Who said what?
Jokes.
Well,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Speaking of wars, I mean, what do you guys think? Do you guys think World War III is about to come up? Or
Oh God.
Oh, yeah.
I
I
can't.
mean,
Canada's looking
it-
real good right now.
it's
Yeah,
really
same.
upsetting how bad this world is getting.
Poor
Right.
Syria.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
got bad when
really.
Donald Trump became president.
Well, I mean, just the subject about what's happening to all those children and people like of all ages in Syria, it's upsetting. So having someone to take charge on that. I mean, in our case, it was Donald Trump. There's not really.
Who would have thought it would be
Yeah.
him?
It's shocking, but we'll see what happens. We'll
Yeah.
just have to hope for the best and
Yeah.
prepare for the
Yeah.
worst, as they teach us in history.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
But hopefully history doesn't repeat itself, and
Hopefully.
we live in an imperfect world, but let's see what's gonna come out of it.
Yeah.
So thank you, Ralph, for that information.
No problem, man.
And speaking of news, we're gonna lead it to Njoli with news around the world.
Okay. So I'm going to be talking about Google, suicide, and Scarlett Johansson. So I don't know if you guys realized, but last year Google brought out this thing called fact check label.
No.
So when you search something on Google, you know how below each link there's like a little blue links
Yeah.
under it?
Yeah.
So basically fact check label is it tells you information about the claim made, who made the claim, whether the claim is true, false, or somewhere in between. Last year it was only available to the United States and the UK, but now they're opening it to everybody around the world in different languages.
That should help teachers out.
Yeah.
But why would somebody doubt Google? Like Google is just
I mean,
Because Google's like Wikipedia. You can put whatever on it. And
yeah,
nobody
like
will know.
Yeah.
it literally just gives you information on what's on the internet, and we all know that everything on the internet isn't true.
Like
Yeah.
somebody can write something about whatever and it could be wrong. So
Yeah.
and then you get linked to it if you type it in.
And then you get a zero.
You get a
We've
zero.
all been
there.
You get a zero in
we
your
all
project.
been there.
So touching on this subject, Jill talked about 13 Reasons Why. An 11-year-old boy killed himself after an alleged social media prank, and another child is killed. So what happened was this boy knew a girl on social media, Facebook, and she posted a prank about committing suicide, and after he found out, he killed himself. So the girl that made the prank, she's being charged right now. It happened in Michigan.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
Did he
when
know the
that-
girl?
Yeah, he knew the girl. He was only 11, but she claimed to be his girlfriend. I don't understand how that works because, when I was 11, I was obsessed with gum.
Yeah.
I want to know why
If
an
you're
11-year-old's
11
on Facebook.
If you're 11 and have a girlfriend, you need to stop. And you
Well,
need to
I
I
mean,
didn't.
Yeah,
I didn't
be
even
your
get
age.
I didn't even get a Facebook till I was in like 7th grade,
Yeah, me
and I don't
too.
even use it now to this
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
I mean, with technology advancing, a lot of children have also like taken it upon themselves to kind of want to feel more older than they really are.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, that's why we see all these problems starting off like fights in such a young
Mhm.
age in like elementary schools, and it's really sad knowing like an 11-year-old who had his whole life ahead of himself killed himself. I mean,
Just for some girl
Even
that
now-
not
didn't
only
even
that,
actually
but
do
the
it.
girl shouldn't have even joked
Yeah,
about
that
that. It's
wasn't
not
even a
something you
funny
joke
prank.
about.
Even now, you see like 5-year-olds walking around with iPhones or like the iPod
Yeah.
touches
Yeah.
or iPads. Like when I was 5, I was sitting in front of my couch watching Dora
Yes,
with my mom and my dad, like playing with my Barbies. I wasn't
Yeah.
using an iPhone. There wasn't even that when we were younger.
Yeah, the power of like one button, right? Like
Yeah.
social media, you just have to type in some characters and it can affect somebody's life.
Like my nephew knows how to use YouTube more than I do. Like,
Yeah,
and he's
exactly.
5. I mean, he's 4. Like that's sad. It really
Like,
is. Like
and
he's
then it's-
attached to technology.
It's exposing kids to more than what they should be exposed to.
Exactly.
And they're-
Like God forbid they stumble upon a video they should not be watching.
Yeah,
Like
and then
that'd just be
It
bad.
makes you think about the type of loose leash their parents has on them. I feel like all the blame is going towards this girl, but they should have never even known
it to
about
him.
Facebook. Like,
yeah.
they should be monitoring
Right.
their children more.
Yeah, like certain parents just they let their child be like, and sometimes it's not their fault because they have
Exactly.
they have like their
Other
other
responsibilities,
responsibilities that they think would work out, like helping the family, like work or like
But
if you have a lot of children.
There's the cases that parents use like the iPads and the phones as a babysitter.
yeah.
They
Yeah.
say,
Right.
sit here,
Watch
play
it.
on the game, watch your videos, I'll be in there. And they're not paying attention.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I mean, I can't say anything. I had Facebook when I was 9, but that's different because my mom
yeah,
never let me
everything
go
was
on unless it was
monitored.
important.
There was like privacy settings, all that. Like
Yeah.
nowadays, kids just go on and they're like, oh, I'm going to get this, 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 and this. And
Yeah, even now my nephew is in 6th grade and he has a monitored Facebook account under my sister.
That's good.
He can't go on it without my sister knowing.
That's
Yeah,
good.
that's
That's
good.
what everybody should have. Even us
if
as
you're
teenagers.
under the required age, you should have everything monitored. Like I know
Yeah.
my Facebook, even though I don't really use it,
Yeah.
my dad's email's still on it, and he could see anybody that friend requests me still, because
Yeah.
it's from when I was a little bit younger.
Yeah.
And I think that's good because it never exposed me to things that I shouldn't have seen or something.
Or strangers trying to talk
trying
to
to
you.
friend request
Yeah.
me.
Right,
And that's the one thing I was always told. Don't accept anybody that you don't
If
know.
you don't know them, yeah.
Yeah, kids, like we're still kids ourselves, just
We're a bit
a
more
little
mature.
older.
Yeah.
Some people our age aren't that mature though, but I mean,
Yeah.
right.
The shade, John.
Um,
Being petty today.
Kids they're very vulnerable, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's like that saying, monkey see, monkey do.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
They see their friend doing
they
it.
see
and
their
they're
friends
actually-
or even their parents.
Yeah,
like,
they see their parents on their phone 24/7. Like,
exactly,
Mhm.
and like in this case of the suicide, it was sad, but I mean, it shouldn't. This should teach us a lesson now. Don't joke about that.
Don't-
And
yeah.
it should have been like something that we all knew already, but now like seeing an 11-year-old boy die because
Seeing like
of
the
a joke.
domino effect about it. Like,
Exactly.
Don't joke
It-
about serious topics.
or you guys heard
So-
about that 9-year-old that committed suicide because he was being bullied in school?
Yeah.
That's another
That's
sad
another thing. Bullying, like-
it's
But
really
how
like
I don't get how somebody can live with knowing
That they bullied
that they
someone.
bullied them into killing themselves. Like
Yeah,
you
I
should
don't-
know that something's wrong after that. That you need help, not they didn't need help.
And the fact that some people keep doing it, even after somebody has killed themselves because of them,
mhm.
that's just a sad
And then
part.
people think it's like funny all the time. Like, oh,
Yeah.
haha, this, and then they talk about them, and it just never ends up right.
Yeah, it's just not. It's
And
not
then
right.
they don't actually start changing until something affects them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's really it's and at this point it's really unpreventable because I mean schools try their hardest, parents sometimes they do all they can, and still kids just don't listen.
But another thing is that some kids don't want to tell other people what's happening.
Yeah, they don't want to open up
Right.
to break down their
They
walls.
think that it's their fault, and they shouldn't. They should know that it's not their fault and that they can talk to anybody that they trust.
Yeah.
I mean, when you go to the doctor's office now, I don't know if you guys have had that, but now they make me take a quiz, you know, to determine if I'm depressed or not because of the recent depression
Yeah.
rate.
When I got my
Yeah.
physical done before school started, they asked me a bunch of questions.
Yeah, so
That's good. That's what doctors should be doing.
Yeah.
Like, they should have had that
Yeah.
years ago. Like, know if something is wrong. Like, you're their doctor for a reason. Like,
Yeah.
if you're a good
Like,
doctor.
there should be like warning signs that everybody knows when their child is like slowly slipping into
Yeah.
something bad.
So I guess our overall message here is if you feel suicidal, depressed, just go talk to someone because, you know, we don't want harm to come upon you or others. So if you feel
Yeah.
like you know somebody who's also depressed, just
Yeah.
try and speak up.
And just know that you're not the only one that's going through this. That
Yeah.
like everything, sometimes things get really bad.
They have hotlines for that,
Yeah.
too.
And things will get better. So,
But just
I mean, do you have anything else for us, Anjoli?
You guys know who Scarlett Johansson is, right?
Yeah.
So in a recent interview, she blasts Ivanka Trump. Ivanka Trump was recently hired by the White House as the title assistant to the principal.
Yeah.
Have you guys heard about that?
Yeah.
No,
So,
I haven't.
I guess Scarlett Johansson is a feminist, so she looks at it as a way as like, oh, like you're hiding behind your dad for this title. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
that she should
Yeah.
work
Yeah,
on
but
her own.
She's a Trump. I mean, they never really worked for
Yeah,
anything.
They've had everything handed to them for their entire
Basically.
life.
Like, his youngest son's, like,
The-
6 or something.
The way I look at it is what has Ivanka Trump been, you know, like where does she come in with politics to make her an
she's
assistant?
a fashion designer.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like,
you walk into like a store and you see her label.
But I mean,
everywhere.
Donald Trump wasn't related to politics either. He was a TV star and
Like
an
real-
entrepreneur.
he was an entrepreneur, but really, when you're an entrepreneur, you really should be paying attention to politics, too.
Well, yeah, but
right.
somehow
know
they
what's
all
going
worked their
on.
way to the
She's
White
a fashion
House.
designer. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. Like,
Yeah.
you.
How they just all of a sudden are like, oh, my dad's the president. So
Yeah,
I
I get what I want.
I can all of a sudden
It's
be a
it's strange
politician.
how some people are born into wealthy families and, you know, happy
Yeah.
families. Some people aren't fortunate enough to be born into those type of families, and they have to go through hard things in their life.
Yeah.
But, you know, it just goes to show that we can all, like, you know, make our lives better if we work hard. I mean, I know, like, right now things seem rocky because of, you know, racial injustice and you know, it's getting really tough, but hopefully, you know, if we work hard, we can change that.
Yeah.
So thank you, Anjoli, for all that news you brought us today.
No problem.
We had very depth conversations about it.
Yeah.
So we're going to go on to Kelly with Spotlight segment.
Everybody's got a little light under the sun, under the sun, under the sun, under the sun, under the sun. Red light, neon light, stoplight.
Take it away, Kelly.
All right, what's up, guys? So we all know Park is coming up, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
It's from the 10th to the 13th. It's next week. What are you guys planning on doing after Park?
Well, I'm gonna be in Florida, so.
Wow.
Oh, look at you.
Look at you.
Oh, hot shot getting out of the state.
Yeah, and then spring break. What is your plan for spring break?
Nothing
Go out every
really.
Binging
day.
Netflix?
Yeah.
No,
We watched 13
hopefully-
Reasons Why.
Hopefully the weather gets better. I mean, right now it's
Yeah.
kind of like a bit bipolar. Rain
I just
one
want
day,
spring to
sunny.
come
Yeah.
already.
Yeah,
So-
yesterday it rained all day, and then all of a sudden it's
I kind of wish
brightened
we
up
would have
and-
had a
yeah.
half a day today, because you know it would have been really nice to go out somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just feel like today's just dragging on.
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't even feel like a Friday, to
You know,
be
some
honest.
some people opted out of park. Some seniors don't have to take park, so
You
they
know,
have like a
speaking of
longer break, I
park,
guess.
During my major, you know, my teacher was telling me about how these options we have for park, and then in the upcoming classes, you know, they're not going to have as many options. You know how, like, before park was even here, junior year, you could only take one test, and, you know, like, that decided if you passed high school or not.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that list is short.
I
Yeah.
heard that now Park, in the near future, when, you know, the freshmen of 2020,
2021, I think.
yeah,
Yeah.
2021, Park is gonna be a mandatory test to pass. Like it's
Yeah.
either you pass Park,
Or you don't
PSATs, or
graduate.
SATs. Like
Yeah.
you have to pass one of those
Isn't
to graduate.
it ACT too?
No.
No.
We have that option now of either
Mm.
passing Park, SAT, ACTs,
Yeah.
PSATs. But for the class of 2021, they're not gonna have that option. They have to pass Park to graduate.
I remember when they first introduced Park. I think it was in 8th grade.
Yeah,
maybe?
8th
Yeah.
grade.
I asked my mom if I can opt out, and she said to not because it's just good practice.
Yeah,
to-
because
for the future.
when you become a freshman, you know already what's going on. When if you
Yeah.
opt out, you have no idea. Like
Yeah.
it's just kind of
Yeah.
like you're
and
there.
you know what type of questions, you know what they're gonna try to throw at you and everything.
Yeah. Even the teachers don't even know what's on Park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like even my algebra teacher doesn't know. Like that's scary that
Yeah.
they don't know.
I mean, we'll see what happens. We'll take it next weekend.
Yeah.
We'll come back to everyone who's watching. We'll let you know how it went for us.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
the Peru and the Europe trip's coming up.
I'm
Yep.
not
Yeah.
going.
No, none of you guys
I
are
went.
going?
I went last year. It was so much fun. You know, life. It was actually
What'd you
life
guys
changing.
do?
We went to we landed in London. We looked around London.
Mhm.
We went to Paris.
Paris?
Paris was raining, but it was so beautiful. Like, and my favorite place of all was Italy.
Mm.
And specifically Venice, because it's just so beautiful, you know. You don't really know what's out there until you go out there, you know. So you feel like you're such a small thing in this huge world, and you don't even realize it.
Do they have trips for Chinese?
I don't know, but they might in the near future. I mean, the Spanish class has never had a trip, and this is their first year going to Peru.
Yeah,
So I'm
me
going to
too.
Peru, which is going to be completely awesome because we're going to be climbing the mountains.
Wow.
It's just like a whole different environment.
Yeah,
From
it
here.
really
Like
is.
everything's so different. Like I remember John telling me when he got back, we were having like a class discussion, how just like simple things like the McDonald's there, they're like
Yeah.
It's different.
It's like
Different.
just
Yeah.
it's not food.
It's not food. But is it plastic?
Well, it's not.
It's better.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you
I
guys know
do.
what I mean.
Yeah. I get what you mean.
I mean, Kelly, have fun on your trip. I mean, we
Yeah.
all
Thanks.
kind of wish we could all go with you, but
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna go into
$4,000.
oh my god.
Yeah, $4,000 to go on this trip.
Throws her
It's
clothes
crazy.
out in her suitcase.
Oh,
12 hours.
gladly. Come. Free trip, guys.
Alrighty.
So yeah, I mean, there are upcoming Europe trips. I know the Miss Ween is holding one for 2018, going to Spain and Italy. So if you want more information, see her about that.
Oh, and the Galapagos trip.
Galapagos trip
Yep.
with Mr. Contreras, right?
Yeah, Mr.
There's
Contreras.
so many
So-
trips. Like
Yeah, there's a
just
lot
keep
of
your eye
trips.
open because these trips are actually really fun in the school. You know.
they're
And you
great
get to learn about their
opportunities.
cultures.
So
Like, you never know. If you go on one of these trips, you can go travel the world.
Yeah.
You never know.
Maybe you'll want to live there someday. It's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
a good experience.
crazy.
You'll learn stuff.
what about the sophomore field trips? You know how like online, they posted, you know, like the 3 different field trips you get to go.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Dorney,
Miss,
a dance.
I talked to
So-
Miss Peraza about that. Apparently, we're going on all the trips. Like,
Oh, and
yeah.
food.
And then she said she wants to add 4 more.
I think the
That's-
permission slips
that's a
came
lot, I
out yesterday,
know.
right?
Yeah, she said
Right,
they're gonna be
yeah.
up by today's.
and so
Yeah.
You're
There
right.
goes all my money.
Dad.
Dad, I need some extra money.
Dad, I need like $30.
yeah, I mean, our class
All
has
these
really been
trips.
working hard to try and get these things done. You know, for the freshmen, our freshman year wasn't really that well, I guess.
Yeah.
Not a lot of schools or class spirit, but I mean, our morale is
So,
going way up this
Yeah.
This year, I
year.
think
and,
we're
you know, we got second place in Deck the Halls. Second
Yeah.
place in the
everybody's putting
volleyball
way more effort
tournament.
into everything.
Yeah.
and, you
I
know,
think
I
this
think
year's
it's,
gonna be our year.
I think it's bringing us together more as a class. now
right,
Yeah.
From
so
doing all of this.
sophomores get to it. Start keep participating, keep it up.
Yeah.
So, right. Thank you, Kelly, for all
No
that
problem.
information. You know, well, it's a Friday, so I just want to wish everyone a nice weekend. Have
Have a great
if
weekend.
the
Happy,
weather-
happy park testing.
if the weather gets
yeah.
nice.
Enjoy your freedom while it lasts.
If the weather gets nice and better, go out because
Go to the
you know
park.
stop being on your phone so much. You
Yeah.
know, like,
Yeah.
enjoy the
Go
world.
outside, breathe in some air.
And I'm gonna
Watch
try
people
and
in the
apply that
park.
to my life
Some
too.
people-
Sit on your front porch. Just go outside.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. And to everyone who's taking part, you know,
Good
Good
luck.
luck.
Good luck.
yeah, try your best. I mean, don't really stress about it.
Yeah, don't
and
get
Yeah.
stressed out because.
It's not a big deal, really.
yeah, and thank you for watching, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Are we off?
but you're not. What made you take a life? Another sacrifice. We got you on the web, now you're dead. We're living in a bandwidth of pain, and this system of brutality must change. Every single life means the same, and our innocence is gone, we're all to blame. You only was a child, you took away your smile. You really think you're God, but you're not. Oh, what made you take his life? Another sacrifice. We got you on the web, now you're dead. I've been hoping for peace, but the world won't change, the ones like you are gone.